Okay, welcome back to another Phantom Peach video. It's your boy Marquise, and today I will be telling you my top 5 ways to get a sponsorship with having a small following. Currently, at the time of making this video, I only have 441 subscribers on YouTube and only 669 followers on Instagram. But these tips that I'm going to give you today will be able to be used across any type of industry that you're into. It just so happened that I'm more focused in the automotive industry, but it can work in sneakers, clothes, anything. So let's get into it. Now, there are 2 types of sponsorships. You have full sponsorship, then you have a partial sponsorship. A full sponsorship is pretty much what everybody and their mom wants, where the company sends you everything for free. And then there's a partial sponsorship, where everything is probably discounted for you heavily than you having to pay full price. I have a partial sponsorship, meaning the companies that I sent proposals to wrote me back saying they're willing to work with me, but instead of giving me a full sponsorship, they gave me a partial sponsorship, which allowed me to get the parts that I purchased for a heavily discounted rate. Now, in my opinion, I feel partial sponsorships are a good way to start out. You having a small channel or a small following, if a company does not give you a full sponsorship and they're willing to give you a partial sponsorship, please, I would advise you to take it. You never know, that partial sponsorship can definitely turn into a full sponsorship down the road. So if you can afford it, do the partial sponsorship. If you can't afford it, then maybe you need to look at something else. So now let's get into the 5 steps to gaining a sponsorship with a small following. Step 1, your purpose. Before you even decide to write these companies a sponsorship proposal, you should first figure out your purpose. What is the purpose of you wanting to be sponsored by this company? Just wanting free parts, in my opinion, as true as it may be, it probably is not the best reason for wanting to be sponsored by a company. And it probably would rub some companies the wrong way because you don't really care about the company, you just want free parts. Figure out your purpose. How is being sponsored by that company or particular companies are going to benefit you? Once you figure out that, then we can move on to step 2. Provide value. Now, when writing a sponsorship proposal, you need to be able to provide value for these companies. You need to be able to give them a reasoning of why they should sponsor you. And the best example I could give to you about providing value, I'm really big into videography and photography, and when I set out to write proposals to the companies that sponsored me, I offered those skills to be utilized to them for their advantage. Now, I have not been filming videos for very long, probably a year, seriously at most, and my channel is still small. But with that, those things still hold value. I still produce fairly decent content, and to boost my potential into getting a sponsorship response or sponsorship deal, I sent them a clippet of my work that I will throw somewhere in this video. Help push my narrative of what value I can actually bring to their company. So before writing a sponsorship proposal or during your process of writing a sponsorship proposal, talk about the value that you could bring to the company. Don't be that person that's always asking for shit, but you don't have shit to offer. Nobody likes that person, so don't be that person. You wouldn't want someone to do that to you. Step 3, and is probably the most important step in my opinion, be about your business. Please do not send these companies an email from your personal email address. 2 to 5 minutes out of your life and set up a proper email address to send these companies a business proposal. You need to have this email address set up anyway for any business inquiries that you are inquiring about, because I promise you, if they get an email from newhotness2020@hotmail.com, you're gonna be put in the delete folder, no cap. They ain't even gonna hesitate. Their computer probably gonna think you spam and just get you out of there. So please take the time out and set up an email. Now, you do not have to do this, but I went the extra step and set up a email signature line. And on that signature line, it had my logo, my name, my title within my own company or brand, contact information and hyperlinks to all 3 of my social medias, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. And simply by me taking the time out to set that up, which took me probably another 5 minutes, I gained another sponsorship proposal that I wasn't even trying to get sponsored by, because I made a mistake with ordering a part, and I emailed them and they saw my signature line and they offered me a sponsorship deal, or partial sponsorship deal, because I just took 5 minutes out of my day and set up a signature line. So you do not have to do that, but that extra step can go a long way in the long run. So I would advise you to take that time out and do that. Don't forget how to write. Now that you set up a proper email address and we're about our business, it's time to write an email proposal, which I promise you is the easiest thing thus far. It's not complicated. Just like in school, and some of us are probably still in school, when writing, you need a beginning, middle, and end, or a introduction, body, and conclusion. So you should start out your email address stating who you are. Hi, my name is blah blah blah. Give them a little background about who you are. Then you go into the body, start building that value, bringing that connection of how you and that brand use a line or vision or mission statement aligns together, and then come up with a conclusion. Thank them for their time, let them know that you were eager to hear back from them, and please do not use slang, incorrect grammar, punctuation check your email. Look, I'm not the best writer, and bar far probably one of the worst. And when I wrote my sponsorship proposal, I had my wife spell check it, I had my mother spell check it, I had whoever I knew that was better at writing than me spell check it. So just because you're not a good writer or you're not a good speller or punctuation, we got Google, all these assistants out here. Take the time out to make sure the grammar is proper. And once you do that, please let the company know, address them, and tell them how thankful you are for them taking out their time to even look at the email. Remember, these are just people like you and me. So you do not have to use big fancy words. Just treat them like a regular people. It may be a big company, but it's regular people behind that computer screen that is reading your email proposal. So just remember that. Now that you've done all the previous steps that I stated before, once you send your email, take the time out, let it sit for maybe a week and a half, and follow up. Now what I did, all the companies that I sent emails to, I also located their Instagram, most likely because I was already following their Instagram account, but located their Instagram account and sent that same email to their DMs, simply because most companies nowadays are on Instagram, are on all sorts of social medias, and there's always someone that is checking comments or checking DMs and stuff like that. So I thought that would be the best way I could get seen. Also, for the companies that had a direct phone number, I called the direct line. I spoke with someone that handles the sponsorships side of things, and I let them know that I sent them an email, and they, should be looking out for it. But remember, these companies have thousands and thousands of emails that come in each and every day. So you have to make it a mission to stand out from the rest of the people that are also sending proposal emails to them, because they want to be sponsored by that particular company as well. Stand out. I have 2 bonus tips. Now, my first bonus tip is, if there's a company that you are interested in being sponsored by, you should take a moment before even writing a proposal, go to their website, check out their About Us page, and read up on that company. If that company's mission statements or value does not align with your brand or the type of things that you want to give to your audience, the people that you have built an audience around, then you should probably reconsider wanting to be sponsored by that company. There are tons of companies out there, big and small, that you should take a moment and look into. Don't always think about the biggest company. There are probably some smaller companies that is great of a quality of things that you may be looking for, and that need that social media push, and that you could possibly be able to help them out with that. But that does not mean that you are all that in a bag of chips, okay? With a soda on the side making you a whole combo. You are still a regular person, and you still need to be humble. This is just one sponsorship, or maybe 2, out of the whole big grand scheme of things. I'm pretty sure most of you on here probably want to have more sponsorships, build a brand, build a business, and the more humble you are about your victories, the more willing companies are to want to work with you, and the more people are willing to follow your story and your journey. So just because you have sponsorship does not mean shit. Remember that. You're still a regular person, and someone just as easily as you did can do it just as quick and knock you out your spot. So remain humble, stay diligent, and keep working, because it's a lot more work to do, and I want to see each and every one of you succeed and be great. So the best way to do that is to stay humble. Those are all my tips to gaining sponsorships with having a small following. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe to Phantom Peach. Hit that like button. Leave a comment down below. It definitely helps out tremendously on this channel. And if you have any tips or think that I missed on some things, please leave it down in the comments. This is a community. We are all trying to grow. We are all trying to be better. So please help someone out. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below, or you can hit me up on my Instagram at Phantom Peach. DM me. I definitely will get back to you on the DM or comment. Does not matter. I will take my time out for people who take their time out for me. So I love you guys, and remember, live to influence tomorrow. I'll see y'all on the next video.